My name is Paula Mattisonsierra. I'm the Fractional Marketing Officer at Power Marketing SF. We're an offsite marketing department. It's about bringing strategy and bringing a team together for your month-to-month marketing to stay consistent with your message. We're fractional, so that's what we do. And why is my company called Power Marketing? A lot of people have asked me that. So when I first started my business, I made the error that so many other business owners make as well, which is they just simply come up with a name, something that sounds good. They incorporate really quickly. They go ahead and they do it. So initially, my business was called P. Madison Consulting. And once I got all my structure together, I realized, oh crap, when you see the words P. Madison Consulting, does anyone even know what it is that this company does? What kind of heavy lifting did I just give my clients or my potential clients to even figure out what it is that we do? They're busy in their day as well. So I had to go back and rethink it. And of course, all the structures are the business cards, everything, the website. And another friend of mine in my networking circle mentioned, he's like, well, your personality is so sparky and, you have such life. And frankly, that's how my mom used to refer to me. It's like, oh my gosh, you're always doing, you're always engaging, and you're always sparky. And so I'm like, oh, wait a second. Power Marketing and Paula Mattison are the same initials. That would be an easy transition. And so that's how I became Power Marketing SF. And of course, you see the little spark, the lightning bolt. I share this with you to say that many businesses go through the same challenges branding wise and confuse their clients. And that's something that I strive to change because it really does communicate the wrong information about your business, and therefore your clients may not even know what it is that you're doing exactly. And so do we want to confuse them or do we want to educate them? So I wanted to introduce myself, but when I first started my business, one of the quotes that really would speak to me quite a bit was by John D. Rockefeller. It was next to doing the right thing, the most important thing is to tell people that you're doing the right thing. And I think that's really a great example of what marketing is, because there's so many people doing fantastic, great work out there, but they're not understanding that sharing is just as important. So now at first glance, the quote may make some people uncomfortable because it lives in a culture that often says things like, just put your head down and just do the job. The work should speak for itself. And if you're great at what you do, people will find you. But after working in marketing and working with all of these businesses, even when I came from the corporate side as well, I can tell you something. The work does not necessarily speak for itself. You're assuming that they're going to find you. It's not because the work isn't good. It's because your customers are just as busy as you are. And attention is one of the most competitive resources right now. So you can be the best accountant, attorney, fitness trainer, therapist, contractor, insurance, professional consultant, or service provider of some sort in your market. But if no one even knows that you exist and they're not going through the usual formats that they're going through right now to find you, your excellence remains invisible. And that's going to affect how your business is understood and therefore how your business grows. So many people think marketing is about convincing people, and it's not. Marketing is about communication. Marketing is education. Marketing is about visibility. Marketing is helping people understand what it is that you do, who you are, and why that actually matters to them. Rockefeller wasn't saying brag about yourself. He was just saying that doing the right thing alone is not enough, and people need to know about it, because some of you guys out there are just doing the most amazing things for the most amazing reasons, and you're not telling anyone about it. So if you volunteer in your community, tell them. If your team goes above and beyond, typically for clients, tell people. If you spend 20 years mastering your craft, tell people. If you help your customers solve difficult problems, and some of you are, again, doing some really amazing things, helping families, helping individuals, helping businesses grow, and helping their families, tell them. So if you don't tell your story, no one else is going to tell your story. I mean, that's just the end all be all of it. One of the biggest challenges I see with small business owner is that they underestimate their own value. I saw it in my own family of business owners where, they were thinking small about these amazing things that they were doing. It's like, well, I'm not as big as this business or that business, so no one's going to want to work with me. They assume that everyone knows what they're doing. It's like, of course they know what they're doing. When they're ready, they'll come and use my service. They assume everyone understands their expertise. They assume everyone will remember them. But your customers are thinking about their own families, their own business, their own deadlines, their own problems, and they're not waking up every morning thinking about your company. That's your job. Your job is to stay visible, and that's very important. And visibility isn't vanity. Visibility is service to your community, your networking business community. Think about that for a moment. Visibility is service, because the people who need your help can't hire you if they don't even know that you're there. They can't refer you to other people if they don't understand what it is that you do. They can't trust if they never see you show up in the usual places. And what are the usual places today? It's not the same usual places from like 20 years ago, 5 years ago, right? That's why I talk so much about grassroots marketing, especially lately. Getting involved in your community is so important. Building those relationships, not just in your networking group, but truly in your community. Attending events, following up, creating content. I know you guys hate it. Some of you are like, I don't want to be governed by AI. Well, you shouldn't, because you should be writing your own content, or having someone who you pay write the content that sounds like you, that's germane to your clients. It's important, what's important to them, not just spitting out content. And yes, you're right. A lot of people have gone a little AI mad with content, writing things that doesn't make any sense, but that doesn't have to be you. Now that you know what not to do, send out that newsletter, have conversations, show up consistently. Marketing isn't a one-time announcement and a declaration like you've arrived. It's not an arrival point, it is a continuous journey. It's a series of reminders that you are there, and you are there to help, and how you can help. So if helping people remember that you are there when they need you, that's really what it is. And here's another truth. People really buy the first time they hear about you. I mean, that's just a reality. The old school, and I can't remember who said this quote, but they said, you got to remind them, and remind them again. And that's the truth. That's marketing in its essence, right? They buy after they've seen you repeatedly, and now they trust you. So after they've heard your message several times, after they've watched you interact with others in your community, in your networking group, on social media, after they've seen evidence that they can trust you, marketing is often less about persuasion, which a lot of people do. But I have a whole nother thought about persuasion, heavy persuasion, because it is my belief that heavy persuasion doesn't lead to long-term relationship. You get the sale right now in a resentful manner because you push them so hard, but you may not repeat. You may not get that repetitious sale, that automatic sale that you're hoping for. Um, and it's more about familiarity, because familiarity builds trust. That trust builds businesses. I think that is why I love that Rockefeller quote, and that's why it's the hallmark of how I work all of these years later. Because it reminds us that there is nothing wrong with sharing your story. There is nothing wrong with promoting your business. There is nothing wrong with talking about your accomplishment, especially if you're doing it in service of helping others. I think you need to reframe how you're thinking about this thing, because you may be looking at it wrong. The challenge is finding the balance, right? Don't just let people know you're great. Show them. Show them case studies, share lessons learned, share the client success stories, share the behind the scene process, share the community involvement, share the values that guides your business and therefore how you manage your staff. Because marketing isn't just what you sell, marketing is what you stand for. And again, power marketing, I always say, marketing and operations is a love story. One just doesn't work without the other. Operations is doing the right thing. Marketing is letting people know that you're doing the right thing. Both of these matter. You can have an incredible operational process in the background and poorly communicate that to your customers, or fantastic communication and poor delivery. So neither creates sustainable success. The magic happens when they both work together. When your business consistently delivers the value of the thing and consistently communicates that value, that's when trust gets compounded. Yeah, just like interest, it compounds over time. Our relationship with our clients is not that dissimilar from starting a friendship with someone. You know that when you're trying to nurture a really great relationship, you work at it and you reach out and you go through things with this person. This is the long-term compounding effect. That's when referrals increase. That's when opportunity starts showing. So as I wrap this up, even, as you move through your business, I just want to leave you with this big question. What's one thing that you could share yourself? Because if you're going to reach out and if you're going to work with a marketer, you need to show up with that. What is that thing that you are the most proud of? This is, maybe we're still working on this, maybe we're still working on that, but we're really great at this. What is that one success story that you have? Maybe it's a new service, or I don't know, a community initiative. Maybe it's simply the fact that you've been quietly serving your customers with excellence all these years, and now you're ready to, this is your coming out, right? But don't keep it a secret. If you're going to work with a marketing company, then this is a thing that you need to strive for. You need to, and I'm going to say the word McDonald's, you need to become more like a McDonald's. You need to become more branded. I don't eat at McDonald's. It's just not it's not the type of food that I like to eat. But I know about McDonald's. And if someone approaches me and says, Oh my goodness, Paula. I'm looking for like a inexpensive place to have lunch really quickly. Do you know of anything close by? I just need to just in and out. I can actually point to a McDonald's and say, hey, there's a McDonald's over there if you want to give that a try, because I know about it. So even though I'm not the customer as well, I can still tell the story of McDonald's. So share those lessons, share the conversation, because the next to doing the right thing, people need to know that you're doing the right thing as well. So thank you so much for listening to this and hearing my philosophy of how I run my business and how I would service you as well. This is Paula Mattisonsierra, fractional CMO at Power Marketing SF. Thank you.